What is the most important thing when it comes to creating a killer friend group? When it comes to finding that best friend who actually has your back, or finding a girl or girls that you want to be spending your time with, bro? I'll tell you, it's not all the body language hacks that I tried out. It's not the down speaking or the eye contact practice, bro. When I was 17, I was walking across the classroom because I had been paired up with this guy. He's also named Luke. This other Luke I was paired up with for a class project in civics. And I wasn't happy about it because Luke was one of the popular kids. You know, one of the guys who everything just seemed to come easy to. He got girls, he had friends, he had a great social life. And those were things that I did not have. I didn't feel attractive or confident. Friendships did not come easily. And I knew, bro, I didn't just think that it was going to happen, but I fucking knew that this guy was gonna make fun of me, right? That he was going to be an ass to me because he was dumb and pretentious and egotistical. Even though I'd never really spoken to this guy before, but I just knew because he was one of the popular kids, right? I had this idea for our project that we could just do it this way and we could knock it out really fast and then we wouldn't have to work for the rest of class because I wanted to watch fucking Netflix, bro. I didn't want to do classwork. But I was so sure that he was gonna come back at me with like, no, we need to do it this way and this way because my idea is gonna be better. That I started having all these thoughts. I started thinking, he's going to make fun of me in front of the class. He's going to embarrass me in front of people. People are gonna be talking about me behind my back. And I finally walk up to him, right? I get there and I'm actually a little rude. I walk up and I'm like, hey, listen, Luke, I know how to do this project. We're gonna be able to do it like this and this. I can do this part, you do this part, and we'll be able to knock it out really fast. I'm not making eye contact with him. I'm kind of trying to seem like I don't care, but really my heart's going fucking fast because I think something's about to like pop off. And bro's sitting on the floor, right? And he just looks up at me and he's like, nah, man, that's a great idea. Let's do it. What? And I'm taken aback, right? I'm like, what the fuck? That's not how I thought that was gonna go at all. And I'm walking back to my seat and I was like, that was actually really pleasant. He made me feel good about my idea and about myself. And damn, maybe Luke's not like a bad guy. And I'll be honest, bro, I walked up disliking him. I'll be fucking completely honest, bro. I walked up disliking him and I walked back fucking hating him because I was jealous. I thought he had something that I didn't, right? He could just speak in a way that was naturally charismatic. He could just speak somehow that people naturally liked him. He just got friends so easily. Just from one sentence, he was able to make my day better. And I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I do that? And then I realized I was still overthinking. I was overthinking when I went up into the conversation. I was overthinking when I was walking away from the conversation. This guy didn't even realize I was walking up to him until I spoke to him. I thought that the kind of overthinking and the thoughts that I was having were normal, that everyone has that because all the friends I hung out with had them, right? And then I realized he doesn't. And maybe that's one of the reasons why he comes off as so authentic, so naturally charismatic. And then later I realized it's not a reason that he was more charismatic. It was the reason. You aren't born with this natural, effortless charisma. You unlock it, bro. Like a fucking skill in a skill tree, you unlock that shit. And the way that you do it is by being in a charismatic mental state. Because right now, you aren't creating the friendships or the relationships that you want because your head isn't in the right place. 93% of communication is nonverbal. This means two things. One, that body language and tonality are fucking king. Two, that words don't mean shit. It doesn't matter the line to say, bro. It doesn't matter the specific words. And I'm not gonna give you the basic shit of stand up straight, take up space, because you know to do these things, bro. You just haven't been doing them. I'm going to teach you how to become the kind of person who doesn't have to think about these things anymore. You stand up straight because you are confident. You take up space because you feel like you deserve it. Your tonality is on point because you believe that what you have to say is worthwhile. If you don't already know who I am, my name is Luke Grenoble, and we are creating a gang of like-minded young men who are no longer settling for the monotony and depression of living a life with average social skills. If that sounds like something you want to be a part of, hit subscribe right now. Our goal is to create 5,000 social celebrities by the end of 2024. Not just men who have one more friend, right? Fucking social celebrities who have an aura around them where every time they walk into a room, people notice. They think this guy is different. I'm going to tell you exactly how to overcome the two bosses that you have to face to unlock the skill of natural charisma. But first, you have to know a few things. The key to becoming charismatic is projecting three things all at once: power, warmth, and presence. And you can't give other people any of these if you're constantly thinking, is my body in the right position? Am I standing up straight enough? Am I making 82% eye contact, bro? The first block that you are struggling with is mental discomfort. You are uncomfortable, anxious, nervous in conversation. And if you don't think I'm talking about you, bro, I'm especially talking about you. Because I've been consciously practicing this for 5 years now, and I still catch myself feeling these things. And when you are psychologically uncomfortable, bro, it shows up in your body too, right? You start to close off, you make less eye contact, you start to speak weakly. It's killing your charm. And it doesn't go away all at once, but when you know how to handle mental discomfort, you're able to manage it. Until eventually there comes the point where you aren't even thinking about it anymore. You just are this naturally charismatic guy. Now, let me tell you the practical steps to fucking get there. The first boss that you have to overcome is uncertainty. This is any situation that we're in where we don't know the outcome for sure. Any situation that we are uncertain in spikes anxiety. It feels like we'd rather have bad news than continue going on not knowing, right? So we act rashly. Subconsciously, we want that answer, even if it's no. So we fuck it up for ourselves. This shows up when she doesn't text back. Should I send the third text? Don't fucking do it, bro. In conversation, wondering, do they like me? What we really want to know in uncertainty is that things are going to work out fine. And there's 2 weapons that you have to overcome it, right? The first is repeating the mantra, no matter what happens, I will handle it. You can say this in your head. It's fucking true, bro. Every other situation in life, everything that's thrown at you, you have handled it and you're going to do it again. You literally have a perfect track record. The next thing that you can do is what's called a responsibility transfer. This is a visualization. And there's a reason why every top athlete in the world visualizes before his performance, right? It's because it fucking works, bro. It sounds woo-woo as shit, but let me explain this to you in a way that makes sense, right? Whenever you visualize, you picture in detail something in your mind, right? Your brain and your body think it's real. If you really see yourself biting into a lemon right now, bro, your mouth starts to water because you're preparing for that sour taste, right? This is why when you visualize getting the Gluck Gluck 3000, bro, your dick gets hard. It's because your brain and your body thinks that imagined reality is real. It can't tell the difference. So when you visualize shit in your mind, it has an actual effect on your body and you in the real world. The responsibility transfer visualization is literally a tool for taking weight off your shoulders. When you are in uncertainty, just for a couple minutes, visualize the weight on you from this uncertainty as a weighted vest, right? And see yourself taking it off and giving it to fate, right? You're literally putting it on to Lady Fate, bro. This sounds woo-woo as fuck, but if you do this, bro, I promise you're gonna feel the difference. And it's weighing them down now, right? It's in fate's hands. If you believe in God, you can say it's God, universe, whatever. I like to use fate. If you visualize this being of fate, right, taking off this weighted vest off of you and putting it on herself, you literally feel the weight come off, right? It feels no longer like you were so stressed and anxious about it. And if you practice this, bro, not only are you going to be able to do it in 2 seconds, but it's also going to be hella powerful when you do it. This is why it seems like there are some people who just aren't affected by stressful situations. It's because they do shit like this to keep their mind right. Use weapons against uncertainty 3 times before fighting the next boss. Boss 2, which I personally think is a little bit harder, is the negative thinking spiral. And this is comparison to self-criticism, to self-doubt. It first starts with comparison because our lizard brains are wired to compare, right? Our current experience to past ones, our current situations to the other people around us, to our ideal. We are wired to compare because in our survival lizard brains that haven't evolved since caveman times, we want to keep up with the tribe so that we aren't left behind. But when we continually compare to other people, it leads to self-criticism, which is saying negative shit about yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm not this or this. Because you are measuring with someone else's yardstick. And like I said earlier, your brain thinks that imagined reality is real, right? So what does this do? When you say this negative shit about yourself, you start to believe it. And this starts to set you off into this fight or flight state. This is why it starts to feel so hard to make eye contact, right? Why it feels so hard to be present in conversation and really listen to what's going on. It's because you're in that state of fight or flight. And when you are in this state, all of these non-essential parts to survival turn off, like intelligent thinking. Enough self-criticism leads to self-doubt, which is the thought that there is something fundamentally wrong with you that you cannot fix, that you cannot make up for, which is not true in almost any area of life. And especially not charisma, bro, because what is charisma? It's just a learned set of habits. Anyone can do that at any time in life. There are 3 weapons to overcome this negative thinking spiral. The first is destigmatizing. What you're doing here is you're killing the power that negative emotions have over you by realizing, 1, that you're having them, 2, that everyone has them, bro. You're not weird. There's nothing to be ashamed about from feeling uncomfortable, from feeling angry, sad, or even feeling these things for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone goes through it. There's a community of people in the world right now who are all going through the same thing as you. You are not alone. Your practice is to visualize someone who went through something similar to you that you admire, right? Could be me, it could be a celebrity, some father figure in your life. Imagine them going through the exact same experience as you did, because they've had these feelings before, bro, and they've made it through. Your next weapon is neutralizing this negativity. Look around your room right now, bro, and see what things in your room are red. Now look at me, look at the camera again. How many things in your room are blue? Exactly. Our brains can't take in all of the information around us, so we have to be very selective with what we see. This fact means that not only are our perceptions wrong some of the time, but frequently our perceptions are flawed. This combined with the fact that we are wired to look out for negativity, right? Because back in the day, we don't want to get beat over the head by some guy from another tribe. We don't want to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. We have to look out for all these negative indicators. The fact that your brain is wired for this means that you are going to see the negative in every situation and hella downplay the positive. It's called negativity bias. This is why after a conversation, you don't think about all the things you did that made them smile, right? You're thinking about that one joke you told that flopped. And if a situation turned out poorly, bro, think of all the possible reasons it could have been, because we like to assign that to ourselves. It was because I was a shithead. It was because I was not good enough for this person. But in reality, when you approached that guy and he wasn't very receptive, he was probably just having a bad day, right? Maybe his cat died. Who knows, bro? Don't take it personally. When these self-criticisms are coming at you saying, I am a shithead, I am not social, I'm not good enough, just because you have the thought does not mean it has any validity. It says nothing about you. It's just a thought. Let it pass. And don't argue against it or try to specifically not think a certain thought, right? Because you're going to think it. That's like me saying, don't think about a booger green Kia Soul. That bitch is in your mind now. Your weapon to neutralize is using leaf on a stream visualization. See yourself by a stream. What does the freaking dirt feel like? What does the air feel like? How hot or cold is it outside? What does the stream sound like? Really be there. And then see little leaves floating across on the stream. And put that thought that's fucking bothering you, put it on a fucking leaf, bro, and let it flow. Eventually, like all other visualizations, you get really good at it and it becomes more powerful and you do it in 2 fucking seconds. This is one of the ones I probably use the most. The last one and the biggest fucking cheat code for you, bro, is going to be rewriting reality. Anytime that your situation, your circumstances put you into a negative state, create ways that it could be a good thing. Because just thinking of these new realities changes your emotion. Like, for example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, bro, think maybe it's not that they're just some dick, right? Maybe their mom's in the back having a heart attack. Whether it's true or not, bro, thinking that, you're in a better state. You're like, wow, okay, go ahead, bro. So your weapon here is to think, what reality is going to give me the emotion that I want? Instead of thinking that I have to go to work most nights of the week, I think, my job allows me to create content and to live in a city that I love. And I don't do this for my coworkers, right? I don't do this to be a better employee. I don't really give a fuck. I do this for me. It makes me feel better. And by circumstances, everyone else's day is better because I'm in a good mood and all that shit. But I do it for me. When you use these techniques to kill your anxiety, you're going to notice yourself standing a little taller, taking up more space, speaking loudly, not really concerned with other people's perception of you. And this is where I want you to be. That is what's going to lead you to not making these surface level friendships anymore, but these deep connections filled with love and respect. Friend groups who admire you, girlfriends who don't want to stop spending time with you. And I want you to experience this side of life. I want you to experience being a social celebrity. And this is the first step to get there. I hope that you'll take it. When you and other young men take the steps in this video, we start to change the world for the better. No longer do we want to live in a world where we're all scared of each other, where we're not making eye contact, right? Where it feels anxiety provoking just to be outside. You and I are creating a world where strangers make eye contact, where we say, hey, what's up? Where it's normal to have a conversation that makes someone's day, to meet friends, just going outside. And importantly, where you know and love the people around you, you feel like you're part of a community wherever you are at. This is our gang's vision. Send this video to someone who needs it right now, and you will be part of creating this new reality with me. Act now, become unstoppable.